Yo guys, what's up? Round 2 with the HK. Man, let me tell you something, man. YouTube's loaded. Loaded with the most fucking ignorant people, the most narrow-minded motherfuckers on the planet. I don't know how much longer I can go on doing this shit. Every time I do a video, I get so fucking aggravated. I got bad nerves, you know what I mean? I'm not cut out for this nonsense. You got a Glock there on the far left. In the middle, you got a HK USP 40, and closest to you, you got a Springfield Xd. Now, there's a lot of guys. I mean, these guys make themselves look so fucking retarded when they talk. It's just, you got these guys. They have like 3 or 4 guns, and they think they're gun experts. They ain't got shit. You know what I mean? They got like a couple handguns, and they think they're fucking experts. I got a whole bunch of guns, and I ain't nowhere near an expert, okay? Come on, man. Alright, here's the deal. Is $600 too much for a Glock? Sure it is. Sure it is. Is $800 too much for an HK? Of course. You know? Is $500 too much for an XD? Yeah. But I'll tell you what. You get more in the XD for $500. For the money I'm talking about, than you do any other polymer gun. It's like one of the best buys you can get is an XD. Awesome. Loaded with quality, and it's only $500. It's unbelievable. Anyway, is an M&P worth $600? Of course not. No, all guns are overpriced. Glocks are overpriced. Look at a Glock. It looks like if I took a Glock apart, and if anyone worked in a machine shop knows what I'm talking about, if you take a Glock apart and you look at the inside of that thing, there's probably about maybe $125 worth of material. Maybe. Okay? And they're selling it for $600. Of course, they got to pay the laborers and the machinists and all to make it and all that shit. And even that, but still, they're making a killing. Okay? Now, the XD is a little more justified. It's $500. I feel like I'm getting more for my money because there's more parts, there's more steel. It's just, I think it looks better, and it's more comfortable. The grip is more comfortable. It's more narrow. So, for $500, the XD is unbelievable. Now, the Glock beats the XD because the Glock has seniority. The Glock has history, it has a reputation. The Glock has proven itself. The XD is pretty new, but it's doing awesome. There's not a lot of bad reports. One here, one there. Everyone gets it. If you look up broken Glock on Google, you'll see a whole bunch of them. Okay, all guns break. Now, Glock has a big audience because it's proven itself, and it's not a lot of money, so a lot of people can afford it. So that's why there's so many Glock owners. I'm one of them. I got 2. I might get a G27. I don't know. I don't think so though. Now this is going to be a long video, so if you don't like long videos, you might as well click off now and go. I don't know what you want to do. Go watch a fucking torture test video or something for 30 seconds. There's people going, why would you pay $800 for a polymer gun? Listen, shithead. It's not just a fucking polymer gun. Okay, there's a bunch of shit going on inside this gun. I've been buying guns long enough to know the fucking difference. You think I paid $800 just to say, oh, I got an HK? If HKs were that overpriced, they would be out of business years ago. There's my answer to you. Okay? Not my friend. I have a buddy I said the same thing to. Not you. There's a couple other guys I'm talking to, dude. Alright? I know you're an open-minded guy. You just asked a simple question. I'm going to show you as much as I can why the HK is more money. Okay? Alright. First of all, you know what's funny? I seen a guy, everyone knows who he is. I'm probably going to get shit for this, but I don't care. I seen a guy do a review comparing an XD to a Glock, and he was slamming XD because he was saying XD was copying off Glock. That's funny. Okay? Because you know what's real funny? The HK had a polymer gun about 12 years before Glock did. What do you think of that? Okay? You understand what I'm talking about? It was called a VP-70. It was a 9mm semi-automatic pistol. Okay? It was made in 1970 or earlier, somewhere in that area. So, if you're going to say, so I'm looking at the video and he's looking at the trigger guard and he's going, it kind of looks like a Glock to me. Kind of looks like a Glock to me. Well, if HK is the seniority and it's been making polymer longer than Glock, I can do this to the Glock then. I can say, whoa, I mean, look at this. I mean, looks like Glock copied HK to me. Oh, look at that trigger guard. Whoa, that looks like an HK to me. You see how stupid that is? You see how childish that is? That is so fucking childish. You know what I'm saying? No offense to the reviewer. The guy, you know, he knows most of the time what he's doing, but that's what I hate. That's bias. That's bullshit. Okay? So, you know, I could say the same thing about the Glock. It copies the HK. Okay? If the Springfield Xd copied the Glock copied the HK. Okay? So let me bring everybody down and put them back in place again. Okay, first of all, let's look at the HK, you know, what's involved in it. And this is all I know, and I'm nobody. You know what I mean? USP, first of all, what's it stand for? It stands for Universal Self-Loading Pistol. That's what USP stands for. Is that important? Yeah, you should know what the initials stand for. It has a special polymer frame. It's made from composite materials. Okay. The special material, it's anti-corrosive, and it's made for U.S. Special Operations Command. This is a heavy-duty, like everybody says, oh, they use these in the military. They use these in the military. But HKs are really heavily used in the military, okay? Probably more than anything. They're like SIGs, you know what I'm saying? The metal parts on an HK, they're protected by a nitro gas carbonized black oxide finish. Okay? You understand? The Glock has a special finish. It's called Tiffaner. Okay. Great. Doesn't sound as scientific as the HK though, does it? I'm not putting Glock down. I tell you, I love Glocks, but the HK is a higher end gun. The internal metal parts on an HK, they have a special anti-corrosive process. Okay, it's for friction, and it gives the gun long life. Okay. The other thing about it, it has a recoil reduction system. It has a buffer in there. It reduces the recoil to the shooter and cushions the internal parts of the firearm. So it'll make the firearm last a long time because it keeps metal parts from slamming into each other, or the metal from slamming into the frame, however you want to look at it. Okay. There's another thing about the HK. It has a special HE finish. It's for hostile environment. It's HE. It stands for a hostile environment finish. It resists salt water and any other corrosives out in the elements. See, I mean, it's like for Navy SEALs and shit, out in the salt water in the ocean and all that bullshit. It's got special this and special that. I'm not making this shit up. You know what I'm saying? Okay. The barrels on the HK are hammer forged, okay, and they're heated to 600 degrees, and then they're coated with a nitride, okay, a special nitride coating. That's you know pretty much what I could say about it. I'm going to show you the internal parts. Does that sound engineering enough for you? I mean, do you think all that goes into the Glock or the XD or the M&P? No, it does not. I'll answer that question for you. Okay? The polygonal barrel, what's the benefits of it? I'll tell you. It creates a tight seal around the projectile, which is the bullet. It creates a tight seal around the projectile. It traps all the gas and keeps the gas behind the projectile, which creates more velocity than a rifled barrel. Okay? It creates more velocity and it makes it more accurate. That's the advantages of a polygonal barrel. Can you tell the difference when you're shooting? Well, if you're an average shooter, you won't be able to tell the difference. If you're a pretty good shot, if you're a good shooter and you go to the range steadily, like at least a few times a month, yes, you'll see the difference. Okay? If you're a guy that shoots a couple times a year, you're not going to know the difference. You know what I'm saying? You're not. You're not around it enough. So that's as much as the information I give you about the HK USP. It's a very beautifully engineered pistol. And another rumor, I don't know, I was on the phone with Glock customer service, HK customer service. They treated me great. You know what I'm saying? So anyone that says HK customer services are rude and snobby, that's a big fucking bullshit lie. What it is HKs are expensive, it's a German gun, and everyone thinks they're snobby, and it's just not true. You know? Remember, the best always gets the most heat. You ever hear that? When something's great, it gets the most criticism. So there you go. Okay, let me show you something. These two guns are loaded because I carry these two. I need a holster for this. So I'm going to unload the Glock 19. This gun's been very good to me. I want to make sure there's nothing chambered. There's not. And I want to take the barrel out of this one. There's my loaded magazine with my Hornady ammunition. And my Springfield Xd. 40 caliber hollow points. Nothing chambered. Okay. The HK mag release. I have no problems with that mag release. Okay. Nothing chambered. Okay. All right. Another question I want to answer is: Can you use the decocker on a live round? Like if there's a round in the chamber, can you use the decocker? Absolutely. That's what it's for. It's to lower the hammer in a safe manner. Now the HK might throw you off because when you lower the hammer with the decocker, the hammer goes slamming forward, but it doesn't get shrouded yet. Like right now, let me show you what I mean. If the gun was cocked, okay, say there's a round in the chamber. Okay, there's a round in the chamber. I want to decock the gun. If you look at the hammer, watch. Now you see the hammer, it's still exposed. Now for someone that don't know the gun, that might scare them because if the hammer's going fast and hard and you're like, whoa, you know, that might hit the firing pin. But not true. I'll show you what the hammer looks like when it's fully engaged with the firing pin. Now it's fully engaged with the firing pin. See it? There's none of the hammer sticking out. So when you decock it, the hammer doesn't go all the way forward. So don't let that fuck you up, because that was fucking with me, and I called a couple friends and debunked that. Gangster prankster, he has an HK USP. He had 5,000 rounds through it, and it hasn't had one jam. Now that's something else. Okay, Glocks do the same thing though. I have a friend that has a Glock 23. Guy's had it for 20 years. He said never had a jam. Okay. All right. I don't even know if everyone's going to watch the whole thing. I don't even know if I should even fucking waste my time doing this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the barrels out, and I'm going to show you what a polygonal barrel looks like compared to a regular barrel, and then I'm going to show you the HK recoil system compared to an average recoil system. Alright, I got to shut the camera off, put it on micro. I got all the guns apart. I'm trying to put this camera on a different kind of focus setting so I can bring things up to the camera so you can see it. Let me get another fucking light. And some more light here. There we go. Alright. XD. HK, Glock. Okay? Let's take the Glock one out. Now you take the Glock recoil spring out. Of course, I upgraded this to a steel one. So let's pretend this is a piece of shit plastic piece of crap. Okay? There's Glock's recoil spring. There it is. Let me see if I can... There you go. Nothing real special about it. Just an average recoil spring. Actually, this is Glockmeister's recoil spring, but this is the one that goes to the Glock. Right, it's not working. Here it goes. And that's it. Okay? There it is. Okay, this is the Springfield Xd recoil spring, which I did not have to get a steel recoil spring because it's already steel. It's a double recoil spring. It looks like a shock absorber the way it's designed. And nothing real special about it, but it's very heavy duty. Okay? Now this is the HK recoil spring. Okay? Has this buffer on there, special buffer. Okay? It cushions the impact. And if you look at the butt of it, it has a unique stem on the back of it. It's very unique looking. Why isn't this focusing? Because it blows. Okay? Has a unique machined end on it. It's like nothing like anything like but Glocks. There's a complete two different animals here. Now this is a recoil spring and a buffer. Okay, this is their design for their recoil spring reduction. Okay, and it has something to do with this design. I just want to show you its uniqueness. See how unique it is? It's different. It's not the same. Okay. Now 6 hours recoil spring is pretty much like this one too. Okay, so there's your recoil springs. You can see there's more work and quality into this one. There's more machine work. There's just more work into it. There's you know, I'm not an expert like I said, but it's designed certain ways, you know, that makes the recoil reduce. Okay, I just want to show you how different it is than your average guns. Okay, there it is. Okay, now we're going to take, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, I'm going to take the barrels out and show you the inside of the barrels. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm going to have to, there's the Glocks with their new finishers, awesome. Okay, there's the HKs. Okay, no, I'm not going to barbecue them. Mike was making me hungry with that video. And this is your Springfield Xd. It's a regular rifle barrel, polygonal rifling, and polygonal rifling. Higher end polygonal rifling, your average polygonal rifling. Okay? And that's just rifling. If you notice how Springfield, how much they polish the feed ramps, that's a big thing right there. I love that. That's why their guns feed so nice. And then the HK is very beautifully machined. It's skirted. Skirted means it starts and it goes wide. See how it has a skirted feed ramp? Less error. Okay? And here's the Glocks. That's that fucking dirty. Damn. It is. Okay, the Glocks, if you look at the Glocks, it's skirted but not as much. Okay? But it's nice work. It's definitely nice work. And remember, this is a 9mm, that's a 40. So that skirting is going to be bigger than this one. But I just want to show you, the difference. I mean, I don't know if the camera can catch it, but this is so much smoother and nicely done. You know what I'm saying? It's more slick. It's stainless steel, and this is fine too. I can't say anything bad about it. All right, let me put the camera on micro and see if I can show you the inside of these barrels. Okay. I hope you can see this shit. All right, let's look at the Glocks first. The inside of the Glocks barrel. So I'm gonna hold this like this. Put my light in there. Sit. See, there's no grooves, but there's a twist. That's a polygonal barrel. Okay, let's look at the Springfield Xd. See, it's just your average. You can't really see the difference on the camera. It's hard to show you. The Springfield Xd. Okay, there you go. See the rifling? Right there. You can see it. That's your regular rifling. Let's go back to the Glock. You see the rifling in the Glock? Now that's polygonal, but it still has grooves in it. Now look at the HK. See the HK? Look at the difference. See how it looks like a diamond? Let me see, get it closer. See how it looks like a diamond? See that? Look at that. See that? It's focusing on my hand, not the thing. I see a huge fucking difference between the HK and the other two. It's got more cuts in it. It has more, it has more what's the names? More shapes in it. I'm not saying it right. I sound like a fucking idiot. That's not what it's called. But it has more work in it. This barrel, the HK barrel, has more work in it. There's more precision in here. Way more. Okay? So, I mean, there's your fucking answer. I mean, if that don't convince you, why the HKs are more money? You know what I mean? So maybe some guys, that think HKs are too much money, maybe this will change their mind. I mean, they still are too much money. I mean, I think a Glock should be about $350. I think an HK should be about $650, and the Springfield XD should be about $350. But it's not. Everything's higher. That's just the way it is. So that's all I can tell you. That's as much. And we're going to do a range video on the HK probably Wednesday. And I'm going to try to shoot well, because I don't shoot often. And we'll see what we can do with it. Last time I shot with one, it was pretty damn cool. So that's it, man. Later. Okay, I'm going to start putting these back together. I got my Glock recoil spring in position. And what's great about Glocks is that's pretty much it. You do have to pull the trigger when you disassemble a Glock. It doesn't bother me, it bothers a lot of people. But you have to pull the trigger when you disassemble an XD. Do you have to pull a trigger when you disassemble a USP? No, you don't. There's another notch for the USP. Just saying, it's the little things are adding up, man. You know what I'm saying? Wrong barrel, shit face. Alright. That is the wrong barrel shit face. This one. This is the XD. I thought that was the what's the name? And yes, you do have to pull the trigger, taking down the XD. And but it's very easy to reassemble the XD. All you do is put the slide on, lock it back, flip the lever forward, and that's it. Check the trigger. Pow. Good to go. Okay, put XD in there. It's a bad mo right there. That XD, man. Okay, HK. Drop the barrel in. The recoil spring and guide. And probably the HK recoil springs, probably the easiest out of the three to put in. And shit like that, So what you do is the HK is you put it like this, and you move that notch over that hole and just push the pin in the hole, and it's it. It's reassembled. Very simple. Like that. Let it go, and it always pinches your hand. And that's it. So they all have their advantages and disadvantages. The HK is so easy to disassemble. I mean, here it is. You know what I mean? You just go like this, just pull that out. Boom, you're ready to go. It's very simple. Putting it together holds it up a little bit. The Glock's faster putting together, but the HK is probably faster taken apart. So there's your comparison. Let me know what you think of the video. I know it's really fucking long, but I had to be. I had to tell you everything. That's all I can do. So, later.